Over 100 million zloty in assets, an iconic Ferrari in the garage, and a network of companies that makes money even when he's asleep. What sounds like the life of a top investor actually belongs to a former footballer. For years, Grzegorz Krychowiak was a fixture on the field, but off the pitch, he's built something even bigger. How did he manage to turn sporting fame into a stable empire? And why are his earnings today higher than ever before? Grzegorz Krychowiak was born on January 29, 1990, in Gryfice, a small town in Poland. His childhood was anything but luxurious. He grew up in simple conditions, but from an early age, his extraordinary ambition and mental strength set him apart from his peers. While others still hesitated, Krychowiak made a bold decision. He left Poland at a young age and went to France to begin his football training at the prestigious Girondins Bordeaux Academy. This period shaped him significantly. In France, he not only learned the game at a high tactical level, but also developed discipline and professionalism, which later became his greatest strengths. He took his first steps in professional football at several French clubs, where he gradually worked his way up. However, his big breakthrough at the international level only came after his move to FC Sevilla. In Spain, Krychowiak became a widely known player across Europe. His name was henceforth synonymous with uncompromising tackling, physical presence, and exceptional tactical reliability. Sevilla became a turning point in his career, both athletically and financially. Grzegorz Krychowiak experienced his most formative years at FC Sevilla, where his career reached its athletic peak. 2 Europa League victories made him a fixture in European football and one of the most successful Polish players of his generation. In Sevilla, he was more than just a defensive midfielder. He was the tactical backbone of the team, known for stability, discipline, and uncompromising tackling. These achievements opened the door for him to Paris Saint-Germain. The move to a team full of world stars brought new challenges. The competition was tough. Not every season went ideally, but his signing alone confirmed his status as an internationally recognized professional. Even loan spells didn't diminish his reputation as a reliable player at the highest level. In parallel, Krychowiak shaped the Polish national team for over 10 years. With 100 international caps and participation in European and World Championships, he became a constant. UEFA Euro 2016, in particular, remains unforgettable, a tournament that redefined Poland athletically. In October 2025, he consciously ended his career modestly at the amateur club Mazur Radzimin, without salary, as a quiet, symbolic end to a great chapter. Away from the spotlight, Grzegorz Krychowiak leads a life that reflects his success without showing it off. For him, luxury is not a goal, but a consequence. This is particularly evident in his Parisian apartment, which he shares with his wife, Celia Jonat. The apartment combines classic French elegance with personal restraint. High ceilings, delicate stucco work, warm wooden floors, and carefully selected details create a space that radiates tranquility rather than splendor. Over the years, real estate also belonged to his assets, but with growing experience, his perspective changed. Krychowiak openly stated that he no longer wanted to tie up capital in illiquid assets, but preferred to invest more flexibly. This attitude is also evident in his passion for cars. His most striking vehicle is a Ferrari 365 GT, not just a symbol of success, but also a collector's item with long-term value. Previously, he drove a Fisker Karma and an Aston Martin Rapide V12, among others. At times, he was also a brand ambassador for Toyota and used a hybrid RAV4 model. His selection of watches is similarly deliberate. Models like the Patek Philippe Aquanaut or a Rolex Submariner don't represent quick consumption, but rather longevity. Every possession seems planned, controlled, and part of a larger picture. The financial foundation of Grzegorz Krychowiak's wealth initially came from his player contracts. Already during his time at Stade de Reims, His monthly salary was around 30,000 euros. With the move to FC Sevilla, this income significantly increased, reaching an estimated 100,000 euros per month. However, he made the biggest financial leap at Paris Saint-Germain, where his annual salary is said to have been around 4.8 million euros. Even later, when he moved to Lokomotiv Moscow, he continued to be among the top earners, with a contract of approximately 3 million euros per year. But Krychowiak understood early on that athletic earnings alone are not enough to guarantee long-term financial security. In parallel, he built a strong personal brand. Over 700,000 people follow him on Instagram, giving him enormous reach. As early as 2017, he signed a long-term contract with Adidas and became a brand ambassador for Adidas football. This partnership not only strengthened his image, but also increased his market value far beyond football. The true extent of Grzegorz Krychowiak's wealth only becomes apparent when considering his entrepreneurial path. In December 2024, his assets were estimated at around 106 million zloty in the ranking of the 40 richest Poles under 40. This placed him 30th, just behind Iga Świątek. What's remarkable is not just the size of this sum, but its growth. Just a few years earlier, the estimate was around 80 million zloty. Today it's clear, his investments are starting to yield tangible returns. A central component of this success is the GK4 group of companies, which Krychowiak runs together with his brothers Krzysztof and Tomasz. Under the umbrella of GK4 Poland, the fashion brand Balamonte developed, specializing in high-quality men's clothing such as suits, shirts, and accessories. The brand is positioned in the premium segment and operates locations in Warsaw and Poznan, among others. With GK4 Energia, Krychowiak ventured into renewable energy, specifically investing in photovoltaics, a market with long-term potential. In parallel, GK4 Investment bundles other projects, including the cosmetics line The Men, the organic food retailer Biogol, and stakes in the medical sector, including MedClinica. A particularly significant investment is the company System 3E, which produces energy-efficient homes. Krychowiak invested around 5 million zloty there. All these projects follow clear logic. Football was never the end goal for him, but rather the initial capital for a long-term economic strategy. Grzegorz Krychowiak has proven that a football career can be more than just athletic fame. While many professionals spend their money, he used it as capital that keeps working. His assets of over 100 million zloty are not a coincidence, but the result of planning, discipline, and long-term thinking. Football was the beginning for him, not the goal. If you like this story, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and share your opinion in the comments.